This is a film for people, about the city they live in, how the city is changing for the people. A cathedral and university city on a river on the edge of Europe. In 1707, Daniel Defoe visited Glasgow and found it one of the cleanliest, most beautiful and best-built cities in Great Britain. In 1707, 13,000 people in Glasgow. In 1707, a treaty of union between the Scottish and English parliaments. The Clyde flowed to the Atlantic. The Clyde was deepened and dredged. Glasgow grew, a mercantile and industrial city in the center of the Western world. In 1807, 100,000 people in Glasgow. In 1907, 750,000. By the middle years of this century, 1,100,000 people living and working in less than 60 square miles. The second city of the empire had run out of space. Its air and river were polluted, its social problems enormous. It had to change. In 1960, work began on the biggest urban redevelopment program in Europe, a 20-year program involving 5 square miles, a 12th of the city's area. Between 1960 and 1970, 52,000 houses were demolished in Glasgow. A further 75,000 are scheduled for demolition up to 1980. To make room for new life in the city, for new houses, industries, schools and colleges, hospitals, social and cultural amenities, for new roads linking a planned and integrated community. Noise, dust, confusion, the sometimes painful transformation of familiar landmarks. This is Charing Cross. But Glasgow's future is planned out in the heads of planners, stage by stage modelled in balsa and plastic, presented to the public and their representatives, argued and approved. Construction work in the Kingston Bridge began in the spring of 1967. Cowlairs Industrial Zone, an integral part of Springburn Comprehensive Development Area. There are 29 of these development areas in the city. By 1970, work had begun on 8 of them. Another 10 were in the pipeline. In the city centre, Victorian grandeur, the Duke of Wellington, and a bank for the 1980s. The best of the old keeps its place in the new Glasgow. Glasgow's overspill means that in 1980, the population of the city will be 800,000 people. They will have good houses and a revitalized environment that will free them from the cramped conditions of the past. Sir Basil Spencer's high-rise flats in Hutchinson Town, Gorbals, the first of the comprehensive development areas. Before redevelopment, population density was 460 people per acre. Now, it's 150 people per acre, living with light, space, a sense of freedom. Medium-rise housing at Pollock Shields. The redeployment of land formerly occupied by villas means that more people can live in the district and also enjoy a greater openness of vista. At Ibrox and in other parts of the city, low, medium, and high-rise housing are grouped together. Trees are an important feature of environmental planning. In 1969 alone, 33,000 new trees were planted in Glasgow. Between 1960 and 1970, 40,000 new houses were built in Glasgow, either by the corporation or privately. A further 23,000 will be built by 1980. Comfort inside the home, a spacious environment, room to move and clean air to breathe. The goal for Housing 1980. The future of any city develops out of its past, and this is not forgotten in the process of change. Some of the best of Glasgow's traditional four-storey sandstone tenements are being modernized. But as Glasgow prepares for the 21st century, the pattern of life changes. Tenement life, with its jilly pieces and wee shops, is disappearing. In its place, shopping precincts, located with new housing and new roads in mind. Shopping precincts themselves traffic-free, but provided with parking areas so that cars can serve and not confound the housewife and her family. The supermarket, modern abundance matching modern prosperity. Shawlands Shopping Centre. The shopping arcade at Gorbals. Shopping 1980 is convenience, safety, supplying the needs of material and physical excellence. Glasgow made up for not inventing football by creating Celtic, Rangers and the Hampden Roar. The city also has a strong schools and club rugby tradition. And men and women with the leisure and energy to play sport, as well as just watch it. Bellahouston Sports Centre, the prototype for several to be built in the city, was regularly used by 7,000 members in 1970. Scotland's other national game, golf, at Hagg's Castle. There are 11 golf courses within Glasgow city boundary, another 12 within a 1-mile radius. For getting away from the crowds and just walking about among trees and flowers and greenery, Glasgow offers a selection of 62 parks and recreation areas. The Botanic Gardens at the city's west end. A network of walkways linking the parks, extending their freedom, is planned for 1980. And the first sections were opened to the public in 1970.